Good evening, one. Good evening, all, and welcome to Grid Vision. We are live right now with the OB Builders Cup Series, and we are live from, it is the Team Birdie Racing 260 from EchoPark Speedway. Race 3 out of 36, plenty of racing to go, but we are just getting things started here on the OB Builders Cup Series, and it has been an exciting one so far. It's going to be an exciting one tonight. Sheldon, are you pumped for a race from Atlanta?
Absolutely. And after what we saw last week at Daytona, coming here to Atlanta, a little bit more difficult, but still a super speedway. Nonetheless, I'm expecting a pretty clean race as well. Going to be interesting to see some of the heavy hitters in the field. A lot of good plate racers in this pack tonight. I'm looking at guys like, the typical, you got to have Justin Levine circled. I've got DeCiani, Benefiel, and I'm looking to see if maybe Paul Gallimore can go back-to-back and win the first 2 weeks of the official OB Builders Cup Series season.
That's what I was thinking too, as we go down to EchoPark through the Google Earth satellite camera. Once again, big thank you to Austin Darbyshire, our producer, who's down in the truck, making all of this happen here through the power of Grid Vision. As you can see, the track will be going around today. I also, you know what? It's funny, man. I was looking at my own tea leaves here, and I was thinking maybe Gallimore can go 2 for 2 here. He won last week's race at Daytona. Could it be that Gallimore has got what it takes to go one more round here? But let's take a look at the championship standings right now in the OB Builders Cup Series, see how things are after one. Right now, Paul Gallimore is at the top with Luis Becerra in second and Chris Vincent in third. Randy Mullins fourth, Brandon Pasalacqua fifth. Then we got Brian Johnson, Patrick Gitter, Evan Say, Chris Davis, and Kevin Zosiak for your top 10 on the OB Builders Cup Series. And here's the rest of that 40-car field right now. And you can see up at the top of the screen again with our beautiful graphics, the races we have yet to go. Quite a ways to go yet here in the OB Builders Cup Series, but we are just kicking things off here. It's so exciting to be at the beginning of a league and being able to see where people are going with it. But let's talk about where we're going tonight and how we're going to get around EchoPark, how we're going to get around EchoPark Speedway. Sheldon, why don't you give us some keys to the race, buddy?
Yeah, and no real groundbreaking news here, with the reconfiguration of Atlanta back in 2022. It's come down to a little bit of a loose super speedway meets feels a little bit like the old school Daytona where they didn't have the plates, where people kind of have to run different lanes and stuff like that, keep the car under them. But first off, you're going to find somebody you want to work with, somebody that you can trust, somebody that you know is not going to put you in a bad position, somebody that you can lock bumpers with and try to move to the front. Second of all, with this being a mile and a half, the corners a lot tighter radius than they were last week at Daytona. We saw a host of handling issues last week at Daytona. That's going to be a lot more pronounced. You're going to want to keep these tires under you. You're going to be thinking 4 tires just about every stop. And finally, keep an eye on the exit at all times, because things get pretty dicey. Things get pretty hairy. You see a couple cars throw a couple bad pushes here and there, and you got a feeling that they're probably going to wreck. You should probably get down and be ready for the inevitable to happen in front of you.
All right, my friend, and let's break down the list right now of who's going around. Here comes the starting grid. First place pole position has gone to Brian Johnson, who did a 31.050 in qualifying. Second is Derek Heitman. Third is going to be Josh Schaffner. Fourth, Matt DeCiani. Fifth, Paul Gallimore. Sixth, Randy Mullins. Seventh, Chris Crosby. Eighth, Evan Say. 9th, Justin Levine. And 10th, Brandon Pasalacqua.
Right off the grid, P11 is going to be the double junior, the 88 machine of Joseph Cosby with Chris Davis to the outside in the 74. Rolling off 13th, going to be the 23 of John Bender with Zach Millett up top in 14th. 15th place on the grid, going to be the 97 machine of Kyle Holden with Adam Benefiel in the 83 up top in 16th. 17th place is going to be Richard Kleiman with Bryce Rayner in 18th. And rounding out the top 20 is going to be the 72 machine of Shane Clore with the 01 of Dustin Hall.
Moving right along to 21st, it's going to be Calvin Ruff in 21st with Daniel Wiles in 22nd, Greg Carr in 23rd with PB Henry in 24th, Thomas George in 25th with Chad Kibbe in 26th, Kevin Zosiak in 27th with Keith Long in 28th, Paul Whitley in 29th, and Jose Medina in 30th.
31st on the grid, going to be the 64 machine of Russell Black with Alexander Carr up top in 32nd. 33rd, going to be the 3 machine of Luke Christian with Tim Wortman Jr. in 34th. 35th on the grid is going to be the 92 of Jordan Slater with Chris Vincent in the 33 and 36th. 37th is going to be the 43 of Chris Hudson with Paul Hill in 38th. Then rounding out the field here tonight is going to be Nicholas Isaacs and Louis Becerra. Oh, we got more grids. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
Going up 41st, going to be Joshua Hyatt, and rounding out the field tonight without a time, going to be the 56th machine of Johan Seminario, and hopefully he can keep that thing on all fours and off the catch fence this evening.
Yeah, he seems to have made a name for himself this week, making the highlight reel of the Coca-Cola series, right?
The Road to Pro series, yeah, put the truck on the wall and rode the catch fence and only had 10 seconds of damage.
And here goes the pace car now. We're looking for the BK Design start zone here. Let's get things started. The green flag brought to you by BK Designs. There it goes. And we are go on Grid Vision. Let's go.
Oh no, big trouble for Brian Johnson down on the bottom. Your Tate Crosby pole winner going to fall back a little bit here, waiting for the 50 machine of Schaffner to get back to him, to give him the push here. Outside line stacked up pretty strong here down the back straightaway. And here comes Heitman into 3 with the charge. A lot of help from behind from his teammate in 5 of DeCiani.
Wow, there is a very, very close fight here going on, but we are 2 wide all the way back still after the first lap here. Moving on, it is still a very tight race up at the front. Brian Johnson, Derek Heitman leading things on their respective lines, keeping things very exciting.
And here's that surge the outside line was getting that I was worried about. Heitman going to be able to clear into 3, but here comes Johnson fighting back.
Well, there's a little bit of a gap forming now.
Ooh, big
you can
shot.
see the number 4. There he goes, the 50.
Huge push there.
And Schaffner is doing his best to get back up to the 4 of Brian Johnson to see if he can give him some help. Oh, a little bit of shuffling going on, a little rearranging. The top row has collapsed down just a little bit now. DeCiani and Heitman coming down to the inside line.
I wouldn't be surprised if Johnson would try to maybe cracks the throttle here, lets his teammate in that 54 of Mullins work into line. Looks like he's going to give him much help, though.
No, not right now. Johnson is still going to hang him out there. Ooh.
There we go. Mullins going to find a hole there just in front of Schaffner.
Good spot to be. It's a good spot to be as the 6 of Pasalacqua also makes his way down to the line. Very close here through the tri-oval now, across the line. Pasalacqua is just the only car ahead of the 2-wide situation that we still have going on. The top 6 cars now in single file. Everybody else still 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 all the way down.
And I'm looking here right now. We've already got teammates working together. Up in the front of the pack, you got the Fortis Motorsports machines holding it down, but right behind them, it's a wall of Paradigm cars blocking out your first half of the top 10. Up at the top of the track, Benefield trying to give a little bit of help to Evan C. in the 333 machine. Outside line stalling out. Too many fast cars lined up there on the bottom. It's going to make it real difficult for these guys up top.
That 333 right now is out there. The 83 right now behind, that's Adam Benefield doing his best with the push through the tri-oval.
That's a really good shot there from Benefield, too. That's going to clear up a lot of ground. They pull an extra car along with them, the 22 machine. The Bryce Rayner. Rayner looking for a bit of a better start here today. Got caught up in a little bit of trouble last week, if I remember correctly. He's trying to round out, get some of these points early in the season when they're so easy to lose. As he blinks.
That's right.
Oh, no. What have I done?
You looked too close, my friend. You looked right at him, and he noticed. And when that happens, as you know, the racers can get a little bit shy, a little bit gun shy there. Uh-oh. Let's see if he comes back in, and hopefully he maintains his integrity, or his connection integrity.
You say integrity?
That's a South Park reference, right?
Yeah. Oh. Man, I swear, Joe. I wonder some days if you actually live under a rock or not.
I'm. You know what today is. You know, I have my only explanation is that I'm old.
Senior moment. So
Senior
are you able
moment,
to get
yep,
the? Are you able to get the free sweet tea when you go to Carl's Jr. or Hardee's now?
Not yet. Not yet. I
Not
try.
yet. Oh, a couple more years, man. It's getting there.
The AARP has never accepted my request to join, unfortunately, yet.
It's coming.
It's coming. It's on its way. Speaking of on their way, let's see if the 333 of Evan Say can get a little bit more of a shove going on here. He's been kind of hovering.
Right now, a big part of contention here for this top line is the fact that you see it right there going into 3. Levine has to get up to the back bumper of the 22 machine of Rayner to push him. Problem is, Rayner is blinking out really bad. Not only is that making it, sketchy for Levine to try to get up to the back bumper, maybe push that pocket of air, but it is also, when the car blinks out, there is no air being put off of that car because it's not there. It doesn't register. It's not a solid entity for the rest of the guys in this pack. So not only is Levine having an issue trying to get to the back bumper and push that car, but there's no air coming off it to push the 2 cars in front of him. So it's outside line's really going to struggle until Rayner's either able to get the internet problem sorted or ducks out of the pack here. Unless these guys go.
That's
Or
true.
option
iRacing
C,
could.
yeah. iRacing takes care of the problem itself, but it doesn't. It looks bad, but it doesn't look bad enough to shoot him out. Just enough to make it difficult for everybody else.
Right.
There is also a 4th option. Justin just moves him out of the way too, which we've seen that a time or 2.
Yeah, it's kind of early for that kind of behavior, though, don't you think? But maybe. Blinking is blinking, Kind of a timeless sort of problem.
I'll tell you, you ride behind somebody at Super Speedway and, their car disappears and comes back, disappears and comes back, and you're sitting there wanting to push that line to get closer to the front, and you just keep losing spots. Eventually, you get mad enough behind the wheel to maybe just get a little bit closer to the rear bumper before they blink out, just letting nature take course.
Hey! That's spicy.
No, nobody said we're perfect.
Nobody's nerfect. Down here in the backstretch, the top 6 still broken away. The top 5 in this case, still broken away here in that single file stretch. Looks like we got maybe a little bit more of a push from the top line, but every time I say that, it just looks like Say doesn't quite have the speed. And he ends up just not pushing far enough.
It is the problem with this track, too, with the way the outside line is set up. So the bottom lane, it feels a little bit smoother. It's a little rough. You got a little bit of a hill that you can visibly see these cars work into. You can make it stick down there, though, easier because you got the paint, you got the way the banking falls off and everything. But you go up to that outside line, it kind of feels like you're falling out of the racetrack. The way the bumps hit kind of bottoms out the splitter and the frame of the car a little bit, pushes you up the hill, and it's not easy to make that top line work here. It gets really tight in that outside lane. That's where you're seeing up here at the front with the machine of Evan C. and Benefield. You see how they wash way up the hill there in the center. And it's not because they're struggling to hold the wheel right. It's just the way the track winds up there. It just kind of throws you up.
Good drives there.
Oh, and Evan C. almost loses it in front of Benefield. Benefield stuffs it up into the fence here, 3 wide for a second down the back straightaway. Evan C. going to get it gathered back up, though, and take the spot back right in front of Benefield. And that was classic aero loose. You're going to see a lot of that here tonight.
Now we're going to see Say cycle himself back there, or is he going to stay out in the front? I think he's going to stay out in front right now.
But he's going to hang on. He does not want to fall back in the hornet's nest here and lose, 5 to 10 spots, because those are spots it's going to be so hard to get back.
We do have a lot of race still ahead of us, folks. We're on lap 18 right now, crossing the line into 19, looking for 170 here tonight around Echo Park. And what a testament to the skill of these drivers. You were mentioning that the outer line has it's a lot harder out there. It's a lot more difficult to find the grip sometimes without getting washed up the track. But here we are watching that outside line stay. You know, they're not moving up, but they're staying consistent. And they're able to use the outside line consistently. There's a lot of drivers out there who have figured it out, so to speak. But
you can put it up there. It's just so hard to make it work. You need really fast cars. You need that inside lane to start checking up a lot too.
Exactly. There's other factors at play here, I think, that are keeping this otherwise pretty good top line from actually gaining places.
Like at Daytona, a big part of the reason why the outside line will have such crazy surges midway through a run is because, you know, the guy that's pushing on the bottom eventually starts overheating and he has to back up the pace a little bit to avoid, you know, popping the motor. Here at Atlanta, you see how much separation these cars have. It's really hard to get to the back bumper of somebody. You really got to have the guy in front of you kind of drag the brake a little bit so that you can get connected and push that, you know, break through the bubble of air that comes out the back of these cars. So that car in second, since he's not tucked up right underneath the bumper, is able to keep the engine cool, still push the line as fast as you realistically can, and you don't have those, you know, spots out of the run where the guy's having to pedal it down, back it up a little bit, and, you know, try to save to avoid blowing the motor, which makes it harder for that outside line because it's already hard enough for the outside line to connect and, you know, carry momentum here. It makes it even harder for that outside line to do anything because there's nothing to really hinder the bottom.
Here we got the view along from a few different drivers here, folks. I think this is actually all Matt DeCiani getting the view from our second place driver, looking back at Brian Johnson there.
I like how the Fortis guys put their rear deck lid decals on upside down so that they look good on camera.
It's smart, yeah.
These guys are guys that know their cars are going to be on a broadcast at least 1 or 2 times a week. Get a great look here. And what you're seeing right now with DeCiani kind of sliding up the hill here a little bit. DeCiani's doing the same thing in front. It's kind of make that guy behind you aware of what's going on in front of you. Allows them to see where the racetrack is. When you get mired up behind somebody on the rear bumper like this, it's really hard to see into the corner and where exactly you are. As we see now, the top line starting to form a charge. Joseph Causey and Justin Levine have found each other. That took a little bit longer than I expected. Great run here as they pull the 333 machine of Evan C. along with them and a handful of others.
Not bad, not bad. Let's see what happens there on that top line. Levine, you know, you can always expect a show out of Levine and Causey. Having them linked up now is a good possibility for that top line to have the fireworks that they've been planning on and they've been laying out. Let's see them finally get lit. Watch the fuses burn a little bit, and let's see what happens when the fireworks do start kicking off here on the top line at Echo Park.
Has 2 very strong super speedway drivers you see hooked up on that outside line, and they'll copy each other's every move all the way throughout the run, all the way down to the tandem spins on pit road. That we got to see last week.
That's true. Yeah, the big double slide, the ice capades. That was beautiful in its own tragic sort of way.
See Justin Levine starting to carve his way a little bit closer to the front now, starting to get to the rear bumper of your pole sitter, the Brian Johnson. I do not envy these guys going through the quad over here. It is so treacherous. You got so much load in the car, so much dirty air all around you. It wants to wash up the hill so bad because there's no banking to really keep the car down to the bottom. Levine working up a great run here on the outside line, but looks like they've kind of met the stall point here.
The stall point?
Yeah, it's kind of like it's just that part in the pack that you're able to carve through or carve to, where it just kind of feels like you hit a wall. You can't push past it, no matter
Okay,
how
that's
hard
kinda
you
what I
try,
thought
no
you
matter
meant.
how much throttle you have in it, how much help you have behind you. You can't get there, and you need to. You know, the only thing that really can break you through that is get a couple of faster cars up there behind you.
Gotcha. That's kind of what I thought you meant. I just wanted to confirm it. Yeah, but I see what you mean. That's that stalling point, that stall point, that plateau has definitely sort of hit, and now we're going through, lap 30. We've got another 140 to go, and it feels like we're already at a point where that plateau is kind of hitting, but maybe for good reason. Maybe it's good that we hit that early.
Oh, not so much. You want to see as much action as you can.
That's true. You want position changes, you want people going for it.
And here they go. Great push there. It's going to pull Levine right back up to the bumper of the 4 machine again. Causey's sending it now. And the key for these guys right now is they got to get down and get aggressive with the side drive. You really got to break these cars up on the inside line. The only problem with that is you got to be careful at the same time, because you see how much the cars up top are washing up? These guys in the bottom are going to start sliding around a whole lot here because they've been putting a lot of load in these Goodyear Eagles, and they're definitely starting to heat those tires up.
All right. Cruising right along. This has been a fantastic race here out of EchoPark. These guys have been learning every lesson there is to learn about super speedway racing and applying it here as we race so far. We've had a few position changes. We've had some dominating leads. We've had 2x2 for nearly the whole field. This is super speedway racing at its absolute best here, folks.
It's real tricky for this top line again. You see him starting to crumble. I'm just dreading it, though. I know it. We're going to get to a point here where these guys are really going to start getting loose off each other's bumpers.
Let's see. Yeah, that looseness is that going to come? That's going to come from tire wear. And so we're already on lap 34, like driving super speedway on a grindy surface. Well, I guess it's not too grindy, the new Atlanta surface, but I would figure that tire wear is going to start to kick in pretty soon.
It's going to start getting these guys before long. Because you're already seeing these cars wash up the hill like that. When they wash up the hill like that, there's a lot of extra load in the right front tire, which means a lot of heat buildup. Which means these guys on the bottom line for too long are really going to start pushing up the hill. And it's a weird feeling when you have that here. 5 out of 10 or 9 out of 10 laps, car be perfectly planted. You'll make it through, nothing be too different. Then you'll just hit that one corner where it feels like all the air has been taken off the nose. It just rolls over on that right front and wants to wash up the track, and it catches you off guard. Whereas at Daytona, you can really keep yourself locked in and just kind of zone out a little bit. Here at Atlanta, it creeps up on you. It's just not a second at this track where you're not white knuckle on the wheel when you got cars around you.
It's a good way to put it.
Here comes Causey again with another push to Levine. Oh, and Levine's found himself a hole in the bottom here. Front of the 50 is Schaffner. Chooses not to take it, though. I know what he's doing. He's trying to maintain as much draft to that car as possible. He sees a Causey struggling to keep up to the back bumper. So what he's trying to do now is kind of side draft these guys, break them up, fill the hole between them, build another run, and then launch back up and try to pull Causey along with him.
Let's see if he pulls that off. It'd be nice if he did. I don't want to see anything here but clean racing. Well, look at that. Justin Levine going way up to the wall out there, just a man alone. I don't think anyone's reading his line right now.
It's so
Coming
difficult to
around.
make the momentum here to really work that top line. Especially when you got two bad fast cars in front like Heitman and DeCiani.
And let's look through the field a little bit and see what else is going on here. There's a lot of side-by-side racing, and we'd be remiss if we didn't mention a few of the other guys back here who are fighting for their lives here in the OB Builders Cup Series this Thursday evening. There is quite a few names. Paul Gallimore just made a pass there for 9th place. We've got a few other names in the back. Kibbe just moved his way up. Everyone's side by side, but there's a lot of little shuffling action going on.
Yeah, I really like what I'm seeing out of Gallimore, you know, sitting here in the top 10. We got pit stops coming up for too long. It looks like they're definitely going to be under green, knock on wood. Gallimore is probably one of the best in and out of pit road all week last week at Daytona.
It's true.
And it looks like that two-peat is definitely possible here for that cat behind the wheel of the 11 machine.
Watching this right here. Great camera view here of the whole field. We don't have any cars right now who are outside of this pack. I don't think anybody's pit or had any problems yet. So let's see what happens here. Lap 43 now, folks, out of 170.
That's a good sign, too, that nobody's lost the draft here. It's a miserable feeling losing the draft at the Super Speedway. You see a big shove from DeCiani to the back of the 76 of Heitman. These guys just making sure that they are able to keep that momentum carried so they can avoid having too much competition from that outside line. See Levine, who was heading the top line, is now ducked down to the bottom, leaving Kazi alone to figure it out amongst himself. Always great to have a teammate, isn't it?
Yeah, right. Good teammates like this. Look at this here. Levine down the inside row. Just 2 car lengths ahead.
Oh, and here he goes. Sizing up the 50 machine of Schaffner. Goes a great run into 3 and 4, but I don't think he's going to be able to carry it anywhere. Ducks back down in line. He does get past the 50 of Schaffner, though. Picking them off one at a time here.
That's right. One by one. That might be the way to do it, though. Especially if the top lane's not going to give any help. Go across the line again. These guys have been holding on to it all race long, folks. It's been a straight up, it's really just been a by the textbook super speedway sort of experience here, but still up at the front. It could be just about anyone's race, as any little mistake when they start to come up, man, they are going to start adding up so fast.
Because he's trying to pull a little bit of side draft on the 11 machine of Gallimore. Now he's going to duck down to the bottom, try a little bit of the same strategy Levine was. Grab the draft coming in the corner, build a little bit of a run, shoot back up the hill, and hope that you have him cleared in a hole between the 2 cars in front of you. But it's not going to work out, but he is going to find Justin up on the top line.
Good. And right now, through the trioval, across the line, we've got the drone camera here following everybody. Now down to the hood of Brendan Pasalacqua. as he gets ready to make the pass on the 19. Oh, maybe not. Let's see who's in charge now over here. Schaffner is in a little 2x2 fight himself, trying to maintain relevancy, trying to stay in the pack here and be part of the pack. It means that he's got to outpace Levine and Causey.
No, not clear there, Justin. Got to stay up top here. Schaffner getting a really good run on the inside lane. Justin's going to try and leapfrog here. Not going to work out this time. Very careful not to self-clear.
Mm-hmm. Go across the line once more. Lap 52, folks. So we're going to take a short break here from EchoPark Speedway. Stretch our legs. We hope you stretch yours as well. We got a lot more racing to go, folks, so settle in. We're going to be right back.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Hello, once again, everybody, and welcome back to Grid Vision. It's the OB Builders Cup Series on a Thursday night with the Team Birdie Racing 260 from EchoPark Speedway in Atlanta. It's me, Joe LaCastro, Jolo to Sum, up here in the booth with Sheldon Atkins and Austin Derbyshire, and we have been calling the last 58 laps here. Just about any minute now, we're going to be seeing these guys come down for the first of what will probably be 2 pit stops during this race. They've got 6 sets of tires ready and waiting for them, so those pit stops will be useful if they want them to be. They can go ahead and pop them on any time, but we're waiting to see that right now here. In the meantime, the lead has shifted just a little bit here. Derek Heitman now in the lead. with DeCiani and Johnson in second and third.
They too much of a change. Heitman said this. Basically, him and DeCiani have had this thing on lock since what, lap 3?
Duh. Yeah, duh. I had a brain fart for a second. I thought that for some reason. Yeah, I thought that Johnson was briefly in charge there, but you are right. It has been Heitman the whole time here. But it's been a great race from the point of view of the top 5. They have been settled in and locked in since this race started. And only this pit stop coming up is going to be able to shake things up, I think. Well, you know what else could shake things up, but I'm not going to say it.
What will shake things up?
Proper earthquake, of course.
I don't think they get earthquakes in Georgia now, Joe. If they do, they're probably not big enough to shake up much of anything.
Right you are, Sheldon.
I'm no geologist. We got I'm a meteorologist. It's time for pit stops, I guess. I don't know what it has to do with meteorology. I deer in the headlights there for a second.
You predicted it.
Heitman leading DeCiani down pit road, as well as the third car struggling in the back. Is that Gitter? No, is that Paul Hill?
A little bit there.
So a unique layout for pit entry here at Atlanta. You see the orange box on the back straightaway. That is where these guys have to enter if they want to make it down pit road. The cool thing is, though, you can basically go as hard as you realistically have the car to go on the initial entry to pit road here, because the access road has no speed limit until you get to the cone on pit entry.
Oh.
Which means you can make or lose a whole lot of time down there.
I can see losing happening very easily. As right now.
I want to be open Monday night because I sent it down there because I knew there was no speed limit, and it worked out for me.
Oh, yeah. Congratulations.
Yeah. Sometimes I do things on here. Aside from wreck and end up on Twitter for accidentally killing William Byron because I had an internet problem.
Not this time, my man. Your infamy is intact, and your victory is immortal. Right now,
we did bulldoze William Byron under caution last night, though. That wasn't a good time.
You really did, like William Byron?
Yeah, the William Byron. Everything went missing, and I didn't know that my car was still on the track for other people.
Oh, no.
And I come back, and there's a caution, and everybody's yelling at the 5 car, and guess who was the 5 car?
Oh, no. Oh, no. It was one of those, oh, brother, this guy stinks moments, huh?
Right now, though, up at the lead, Justin's working the top line, trying to get past the 4 machine of Johnson. And right now, one thing that I can tell you is I think we just learned how fast those Fortis cars are, because they come down pit road. Now Levine's able to get up here and fight and try to take up the top spot. Now Levine going to dive down pit road, leading a handful of others. As we look at the Tate Crosby Pole Award winner, finally getting another look at the lead here for the whole line of teammates behind him.
Johnson is going to have to eventually call it down pit road. We don't know when that's going to happen, but we have some heavy hitters who have decided to go down pit road. Justin Levine, Joseph Causey both pitting on this lap, in this last lap here. So with the two of them having just last pit here, they're going to be back out with a vengeance, looking to make up places, and Brian Johnson is going to have to lead his team down pit road at some point. I'm wondering if that's going to shake up the lead. I'm sure it will, but let's see exactly when Brian Johnson times that out with Randy Mullins right behind him. Look at this shot from the hood of Mullins' car right now.
They opt to stay out another lap here, and they really have the liberty to do so because they have so many cars with them. As far as teams go right now, the Paradigm Group has the best stack of continual cars lined up at the moment. They can really make a lot of time here. That 4 car
pack they can build once they come down pit roads. They lead a bunch of cars down this time. Just about a majority of the field. If everybody can keep it orderly here, this will probably be your front running pack when we get back to the racing surface.
Ooh, whoa, whoa! Big slide there. I think that was
Johnson.
Luke Christ. Who was that?
Yeah,
Johnson, who
Johnson.
did that,
Yeah,
that
Johnson.
slide?
Johnson grabbed the grass there, a little hot coming into pit road,
Oh!
but I think he's all right. I don't see a penalty.
Someone in the back is backwards on pit road. I think that might have been the 333 Vivian Say.
Oh, that's Chris Hudson. Not Hudson. The hits keep coming. There's one
Oh,
car
it was
back
the
into the
43.
box.
Yeah. One of my favorite liveries on the field every week there. As we
This
got
has
eyes
not
on
been
Bryce Rayner.
This has not been the first 2 weeks of the season that he was hoping for.
No, no. Oh, no!
Oh,
The
Chris
10
Crosby
just
around.
spun the 9. Yeah, 9 just got spun on pit road by the 10.
Oh, brother.
Really rough. Yeah, just a dirty spin. I mean, obviously probably
he
not
was-
intentional, but still.
Crosby was trying to come down there, and I don't think the 10 knew that Crosby's box was going to be there. It's a common mistake. It's not pleasant to have happen, but you know, with the rule on pit road here for this league, you know, you can't run through the boxes like you do in official and stuff like that. You got to stay up, which means that your car is going to have a solid contact patch as well, which means things can get dicey.
No kidding, no kidding. Here's a little pack of 3 right now being led by Matt DiCiani.
Also, we had one car just about wrecked coming out of pit road. An incredible save by the 12 machine of Louis Becerra. Hit the transition, the 12 machine just about went for a loop, locked it up though. Big cloud of smoke, but no penalty for him, it looks like. We get a look at the replay here, and you're gonna see a little ahead here. It's directly after his pit stop, he's leaving pit road.
Let's see here.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bit back.
Becerra.
Do you believe?
Do it one more time around, see if we can get that camera later on. But right now, let's keep on looking and seeing where the action's at here on the road. We're looking at Louis Becerra.
And Russell Black just hit the fastest lap currently in the race.
Nice.
Let's see if he can win the Sheldon Super Duper Fast Guy Award at the end of the night if that'll hold.
It might be a BK Designs or a Team Birdie fast lap. Actually, it'll be the Team Birdie lap at the end of the race here. So we got two teammates here trucking along with this group of 4.
Also, I'm really impressed right now, though. I was not expecting, with just 3 cars, the DiCiani, Heitman, and Hill were going to be the ones to come out on top on that pit sequence. But I've been wrong a time or two, and it looks like this is one of those times. And it
Yeah,
just
look
seems
who's
like
in
they
there.
have, it just seems like they have a way better car this week. They're able to make up so much pace, just 3 cars. Slipping away like that is incredible.
Truly incredible stuff here. These guys have had just a hell of a run so far in general, and now the field is spread out. It still is a hell of a run. We still have a lot of shuffling going on a lot of dominant lines, and it looks like the top line here, that group of 4, is going to be joined pretty soon by another group. Or no, I was thinking of a different group. This group of 4 is by far and away on their own right now. Matt DeCiani in the 5 machine out in front. Derek Heitman, Hill, Austin Hill. Not Randy, Paul Hill. Sorry, not Austin Hill. Paul Hill.
Don't call him that, brother. Come on.
And Randy
like
Mullins. I'm sorry. I saw Hill and my brain shorted out for a second. I gotta get my names right. So there we go. Ooh,
Good
Mullins.
this is a really good run for Paul Hill as well.
Yeah, it's been fantastic for him.
This is a shot in the arm that he needs. You know, the luck has not always been on Paul's side, especially in recent months. So hopefully tonight could be a good turnaround point for the 2016.
And in the back of that pack of 4, you can see a little car. Who's a car down? Who's that? That's a car down in that Snickers machine there.
Yeah, if Causey ever figures out pit road, he'll be dangerous.
Well, he's got himself tucked in with the leaders right now. So he's in a fairly good spot for a car that's a lap down, but he's going to have to make up some speed.
Thing for Causey, though, that's what happens when you don't race enough, old man. Don't get the practice in that you need. So look at the second pack right now being led by the 54 machine of Randy Mullins and the 50 of Josh Schaffner. Luke Christian, big mover here this evening, though, working himself up into this top 5, well, into the range of the top 5, sitting there in 6th spot right now. With a bunch of help from Millett behind him in the 31. And Millett's one we have not talked about yet this season. Out here putting together a nice quiet run well into the top 10.
Punch it here with the 31, riding along. Zach Millett's line is a good one as we go into the tri-oval. Doing about 180 miles an hour, folks. Lap 83 right now. 170, so we have a less than 100 laps to go. We've cracked that triple digit mark. Now we're down somewhere in the 90s.
And the laps are just flying by here at Atlanta.
They are, sir. Truly.
Sorry, EchoPark Speedway.
That's right. Where do you think we are? Crazy person. Fool. Crazy person.
This is Bristol. You look here at the second pack, still trying to close in on your race leaders. Across the line that last time, it was a 30 flat for Joseph Causey, the tail car of the lead pack. A 29.970 for Randy Mullins. So they are making progress, albeit small, slowly inching their way back to these leaders. But they've got a long way to go. 27 seconds as a just about insurmountable gap at the pace that they're carrying right now.
This gap is a formidable one.
Oh. Never mind. Our gap is definitely not working the way it should. Sorry about that, guys. It is probably more like about, I'd say 3 seconds? 3.5? Looks like 3.5 to me.
and around the 54. Randy Mullins still leading things here with this pack here.
That's right. That time it's a 30.1 for Mullins and 30.1 for Causey. So these guys are just equalized at this point. Oh, and a big wiggle out of turn 2. Mullins gets the tires picked up there by his teammate Josh Schaffner. One thing that I'm noticing that Mullins is doing really well is he's kind of backing the pace up a little bit when they come out of the corner. It's allowing Schaffner in the 50 to stay closer to the rear bumper, and be more aggressive with the push, get that car in the draft a little bit longer. That's where the difference is being made right now for these guys in the second pack.
Looking for the bump. Oh, there it is. Quite the push there. Coming down through 3 and 4 into the tri-oval now. Schaffner. Eyes forward on Mullins.
Look at how much these cars are sparking this week, too. Just how trimmed out everybody has these Gen 7 Cup cars. Just about scraping all the way around the track, as you see. Everything nice and tidy and orderly here. These guys just desperately trying to close in on this lead pack. The time running out. Once we get to the second pit cycle, it's going to be even harder. Because I don't think you're beating DeCiani and Heitman on pit road. I don't see it.
No way, man.
These two up here at the front of this pack, these guys are masters at what they do week in and week out. You know, they don't get all the accolade or praise that a lot of guys do here on the sim, but you know, if you end up in a lobby and you're going against DeCiani, Heitman, Patrick Gitter, anybody over there on Fortis, you're going to be working for your keep, that's for sure.
Right now, those teams are showing all the work they put into this week, and it's showing up on the track with these setups. Wow. The way they've got these cars tuned this week is really impressive.
Yeah, I know they put a lot of work into them this week. You know, where a majority of the services, you know, set up shop affiliated or, you know, run somebody else's stuff. You know, I know those guys over at Fortis, they put a lot of work in the old school way, you know, just grinding and making adjustments and tweaks all the way throughout the week. The way it used to be here on the service for years and years. And, you know, some weeks you kind of put yourself behind the 8 ball doing that. Other weeks you hit something and it just works. And this is looking like one of those weeks.
One of those weeks. I love it. Yep, where you hit it and it just works. It all seems to click, falls into place like dominoes, and here we are.
You know, I've always liked the strategy of working on your own stuff too, you know. If you're running somebody else's stuff, I've always felt like you'll only be as good as everybody else. But if do it yourself, sometimes you might find that extra little bit. Look at how aggressive there coming into the corner Heitman is to the back bumper of his teammate. Just about shooting him around the corner.
To try up in the front. Big bump right now from Heitman to DeCiani. And he takes it. Through 1 and 2, very close down to the line. Sparks flying as we go to the back stretch. It's still this pack of 4 up here with Matt DeCiani, Derek Heitman, and Paul Hill being chased down by Joseph Causey.
Causey's hanging on here, trying to keep himself in a lucky dog position if we do happen to get a caution. These guys starting to catch up on some lap traffic in front of them too. This is an opportunity for DeCiani and Heitman to really get a lot of extra speed out of these cars. Once DeCiani is able to get the air to the nose of that 5 machine, it can really pull them forward. And I'll just about all but lock the guys behind him out.
Good lockout.
See the second pack inching closer. Not quite in draft range of the front pack, though.
You don't think they're gonna make it? They got 100 laps to go.
Yeah, but pit road. Got
Oh,
another
yeah.
pit stop coming up. These guys up front get a great entry because it's such a small pack. They don't have to worry about staggering or anything like that. You know, they could really pull another advantage on this second pack, and at that point, it's going to be all but over.
Yeah. Yeah. Right now, folks, here at EchoPark, the sun is starting to set a little bit. You can see the shadows getting a little long. The day is overcast. The sun is shining. It is a lovely day for a race, though. Got the weather report here.
We got the time right there, too. 4:54 p.m.
Amazing.
Look at that. Darby invested in a digital clock for us over the off-season.
Well, the big hand is on the 9, and the little hand was between the 3 and the 4. Or the 4 and the 5.
Thank you. Hey, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
What comes after 4 and 5?
8 and 9. Gotcha.
Yes. You're right. There we go.
Gotcha. Dodge that. Miss me with that. I wasn't
here.
born yesterday. I was born today.
Wait a minute. Darby, if he was born today, are we legally allowed to have him up here? Darby? Hello? Wait a minute.
6, 7. I said it.
God.
I said it on the air too. Ah.
He's really
Well.
he's really confirming his age now.
I am. You're right.
He's aging backwards. It's like Benjamin
Well,
Button.
Giving it the old Benjamin Button. Yep. Across the line he goes.
Darby,
This
when
pack
he gets
of 4
old,
is wild.
I'm not changing him. That's on you.
If I need changing, boys, just put me on the iceberg and crack it off and send it out into the lake. just
Second
put me
pack.
on the iceberg.
The second pack's about to change something, though. They're starting to close up. They're well within draft range now. You see the 54 machine of Mullen start to slip away from his tail here. That means they've finally caught up enough to start sniffing a little bit of air off the back of these cars in front.
Right along with Mullins here. Yeah, he's in the bubble. He's going to be able to get that air off of that pack, and he's going to close that gap.
They are going to
I think he's definitely in it.
and they are going to have an incredible run once they get closer.
Yeah, it's gonna hoover him right up as soon as they get in there. Let's see. We got to see that happen first, and I think we're going to see it probably in the next couple of laps here.
And right after that, too, we still got that pack of lap cars that's working its way over the horizon.
That's true. That's very true. And then we've got another pit stop.
Oh, we
coming
got
up
a
at some
yellow.
point. Whoa!
What did they do? One car
Well.
sideways on the back straightaway. That's the 97 machine of Kyle Holden.
That is a flag of a different color. And
That's
it
going
looks
to be.
like there is a blown engine out there.
Yeah, Holden hit the wall head on down the back straightaway. Him and Shane Clore were working together, and take a peek at it.
Here we are, back in time. Holden.
see Clore all over the back bumper coming into 1 and 2. They work through the center here. Clore gets closer and closer to the bumper. See the car starting to wash up there.
Oh,
97 of
yeah.
Holden got a little bit of aero loose there, and then with Clore on the back bumper, Clore couldn't really jump out of it in time. It's really hard to tell when the car in front of you just starts to skid on that right rear tire a little too much. Then next thing you know, Kyle Holden's around and up into the fence.
Well, the smoke has stopped coming out of the 37, so we're looking okay right now.
I wouldn't consider it okay. That just means she's finally done.
Out in the front, the 5, the 76. It's DeCiani and Heitman. They're going to lead things down pit road, which is going to potentially change quite a few strategies here.
Everybody gonna come down here, top off on fuel, take some tires. If you're further in the back of the pack, you're thinking about maybe a 2-tire stop here. Cut a little bit of time out of the pit stop itself. Maybe pick up a couple spots.
Yeah. Trying to win some races off of pit road here.
See DeCiani down and away in the 5 machine. It's going to be a close race between him and Heitman, but DeCiani going to barely edge off the pit road here in front of his teammate.
Just so close. Oh my God. By an inch. Heitman just could not quite get on the gas hard enough or get up to speed enough with his speed limit, I'm sure, to get there, but it looks like he tried really hard. Quite the move, but that's going to leave DeCiani out in front, Heitman right behind, and Hill right behind him. Eyes on the 76 as we fly down and past here. Getting things ready on the OB Builders Cup Series. The Team Birdie 260 here from EchoPark Speedway. Really nice to have you along, folks. Great to see you. If you're in the chat participating, writing 6-7 maybe a couple of times. I see you, Nolan Hodgson. You're writing 6-7 to us, or maybe you want to let us know how you think things are going, or maybe if your prediction has changed over the course of the race. You want to update us on that? We'd love to hear from you here on the Grid Vision broadcast booth. Do a little rapping with our viewers, a little crowd work.
One thing, if I'm one of these other guys in the pack right now, if I'm, say, Paul Hill or Randy Mullins, I'm trying to figure out some kind of way I can separate that 76 from the 5. Those two get hooked up. Those two get hooked up, and they are just gone. And if you want to have a chance at winning this thing, you're going to have to find a way to keep Heitman and DeCiani separated.
Roger, Roger, my man. Hey, we're in the back stretch right now. You know what that means. The back stretch with the lights off in the pace car means we're going to get things going again real soon here after we go through 3 and 4, folks. We're looking for the BK Designs restart zone. And once we hit it, it's going to be up to DeCiani to decide when to hit that gas pedal and send all of us back up to speed here as we wrap up what is the first caution of the race so far. It took us to lap 106 to get there, but ish 105, 106. But we just had our first yellow of the race. Let's hope that yellows aren't going to breed more yellows. There goes the pace car. Here comes the BK Designs restart zone. And any second now, we are going to be going yet again here. Green flag, green flag. You heard the man. And now we are go yet again.
Good clean launch here for these guys up the front, able to single file themselves out pretty quick. Heitman staying to the back bumper of the 5 machine of DeCiani, giving a huge shot down the back straightaway. As Randy Mullins, Paul Hill, and Luke Christian follow suit.
pretty good spot to be in right now. If you're
Oh,
Derek
contact
Hyman.
in the front straightaway up the hill. That was almost costly.
Uh-oh. Which car
Looked
was
like
that?
Looked like the one machine of Isaac's got down and popped the right rear quarter panel of the 01 of Dustin Hall.
All right. We've got, again, that stack up in the front. DeCiani, Heitman, Mullins, Hill, Christian. Lou Christian really holding on this race. He's at an up and down race, but he's holding on to 5th. Josh Schaffner's in 6th. These top 6 cars, they are leading things with no competition on the outside line. The closest we've got is Millett, who is leading the outside line right now, with just a little bit of help from Benefield.
I'll give him all he's got right now. We're going to find out what these two do up top. So we got a handful of these Team Conti machines working together. That bottom line, man, it is just so strong right now.
It is. It's been strong all race, but it's especially strong now. Ow. Once again, I keep watching Millett, who's just getting very, very close to that 33 behind him with the 83. And I'm wondering if he's trying to fall back to get pushed, or if he's just not able to get the speed out of the car that he needs.
It's so hard to make that top line work. The car gets so tight, you scrub so much momentum going up the hill here. Especially when the bottom line's stacked up as well as it is. You see Millett, they'll pull in a little bit of a side draft there on the 50 of Schaffner, now working to the top of Lou Christian. But I just feel like getting that outside line to work, man. I don't see it happening unless everybody checks out at the same time to try and go up there.
Oof.
Get another big
Looking
shot from
messy.
Benefield coming into turn 1 there for the 31 of Millett.
Yeah, very messy right now. But still working.
The 3 and 4, good run this time. Benefield all over the back bumper. Millett gets a little bit of a wiggle there, and it checks them up again. Benefield's trying as hard as he can right now. Listen,
Yeah.
there's no lift in the throw on that 83 machine. He is shoving that 31 as hard as he possibly can. It's just coming up short right now.
Here we go. Ooh, big shunt. Big push from there. Benefield gives the 31 a massive shove. Can he use it, though? Can Millett use that energy?
No matter if there's enough of it to go around.
Looks like he's gonna try now. We've got the gap has tightened up about as close as it's ever been so far from the outside line.
You got some really strong cars working there in tandem right now. Oh,
sir.
big wiggle. Millett almost goes around off the nose of Benefield. Benefield chases it up the hill. Levine checks out of the gas to let them gather it back up. That was almost a costly mistake.
That was almost it, my man. That was almost it with a capital IT.
When they wreck going into 3 like that, you know, you can't really dice your way through it. You just hold the gas and hope that they move out of the way in time. But they're going to keep back at it. They didn't really lose a whole lot of time. They lost a lot of momentum, but it didn't really hurt them too bad. They were able to gather it back up in time. Great heads-up thinking there. I mean, that's, you know, Millett's surrounded by drivers with a lot of experience up here on this outside line.
Surrounded by drivers, indeed. It's like a parking lot at 200 miles an hour.
You see
There's
that?
nowhere to go.
That contact gave a little bit of damage to the nose of Benefield there. You see the left front scraped up. Looks like it's only cosmetic, though. I don't see anything wrong with the splitter. So I don't think the Benefield's going to have too much trouble in the draft, or outside of the draft. Just really sucks for the guy that wrapped the car. Oh, I think he's in the comments. What's up, Johan?
Oof. 3 pushes there.
Here comes Benefield again with another shove to the back of the 31 machine of Millet. And this is a good shot right here. He's going to be side by side just about to the leader's quarter panel. If he can just get down there and side draft DeCiani, he can make something happen. Another huge slam here, this time to the quad oval, and it's going to push the 31 machine of Millet out in front here, but only for a moment, because here comes DeCiani sliding back.
DeCiani sliding back into place here, still in second, trying his best to hold on to that spot. Ooh, yeah, Benefield took that spot over now. DeCiani's in third.
Benefield puts together a really good shove to the back of Millet. It's going to put him in the front. Millet staying up there on the outside line, though, wants to pull his friends along with him. And it looks like they're going to do it here through the tri-oval this time. But Benefield stays out on the top line. He's going to try and go through the lead here in 1 and 2. On the back straightaway, Benefield now with the advantage. Help from Justin Levine out back. Millet holding on the inside line as he gets shoved into 3 by the 5 of DeCiani. Down the front straightaway, across the stripe this time. Benefield scored race leader at lap 125. Into 1-2, and they just can't get both cars clear right now. They're trying as hard as they can, but it's so difficult.
Oof. I do not envy their position.
And Benefield going to duck down to the bottom here, take over the lead spot. Don't leave Justin out there to dry. Now he's going to come back up to the top of the track, try and pull Justin again with the run. That was a smart move, and that worked. Let's go get just about all those Conti cars clear on the outside line. Justin tacking up to the back bumper again here, giving the 83 machine another shot. Now Dustin Hall trying to clear himself. I think that's what they're working on. I think they're trying to break up those Fortis cars, and it's worked so far. Heitman now working the outside line. DeCiani on the bottom.
And with the 31 down there on the inside trying to make it work, he's going to get the door closed on him real quick here by Benefield.
Now Benefield doesn't know which lane he wants to block. Ends up opting back down for the bottom. Here comes Levine. Can he slide it down to second? DeCiani's trying to make sure it doesn't happen, though. He is all over the back bumper, the 31.
Up here at the top. Let's look at the top line real quick. Sparks are flying. As it looks like Levine.
Oh, here comes Millet now. He's going to try and take the lead. He goes up to the top line here.
Ooh.
A little bit of infighting here in the Conti camp.
This could be interesting. This could be very interesting.
Here comes Levine to the back bumper with a shove into 1.
Doing what he can for him. There he goes. Good shove, too. That shove is going to result in them getting side by side.
DeCiani. And I think they're going to try and come down here. Yes, they do. All the Conti cars driving back down to the bottom of the track. It's going to leave Heitman up there alone for the time being while he waits for his help to get back to him. Now, when does DeCiani dive out? Are they going to try and take control over this inside lane again?
That's a good question. I think they're going to try to take control. We'll see. It's a lot of cars out here all on the same team, so.
Seeing how fast these Fortis cars are, it's going to be interesting to see if they try to make another play at it here. Oh, Heitman thought he had a hole. It wasn't there, though. A little bit of a door slam to the 54 Mullins. And here comes Tiziani. He comes right back up to the top. It's crazy how you see things come like that. And Paul Hill going to go with them.
Yes, sir.
Bit of an alliance there between Bigfoot and Fortis this season. Looks like it's paying off well. Let's see, I think that was Carr back there a little bit further in the back of the pack. Had a big swing up to the fence. You see a good shove from the 76 of Heitman to the back of DeCiani through 3 and 4.
This situation has been cooling a little bit since our last yellow. We're getting back into that groove again. Finding ourselves as drivers as the sun sets.
Also, I didn't notice it earlier, but I have to give a huge call out to Paul Hill. He started this race off in 38th position. And we've been talking about how difficult it is to make moves, how difficult it is to carve through traffic. And somehow Paul Hill in that 26 machine has found a way to come from the literal tail end of the field tonight up into the top 10, top 5 range. Was running third after that first set of pit stops earlier. That is an impressive run out of him. Another big mover, too, sitting right there underneath him and came up from 33rd up into 8th place. Lou Christian in the 3 machine. Bad, fast run out of him.
Here up at the top. Ooh. That was a big wiggle there. Out of DeCiani. He almost dipped down to the inside.
That was almost a party foul.
Almost. And a party foul at that speed in that position would have been a party foul for everybody.
Thankfully, nobody wants to wreck your birthday, Joe.
Oh, thank goodness.
See Heitman up to the back bumper. DeCiani again here through 1 and 2. They slide up the hill, though, lose a little bit of momentum. Bottom line coming back with another strong surge led by Millett. Down to 3 and 4. Millett leading the pack. DeCiani trying to find the momentum. Heitman getting a little bit loose there, a little crossed up in front of Paul Hill. And how about this for Millett, too? First season here in the LB Builders Cup Series. 137 laps in here at Atlanta. He's got the lead, and he's got a bunch of cars with the same stickers on the front bumper as his. You can't beat that feeling.
Nah, man. I'm sure you really can't. I mean, it seems like one of those things that you can only get done doing this kind of hobby in this kind of place in this kind of time. And he's got to be riding a high right now that I can only say that I envy.
It is absolutely a great feeling. But the one problem, though, is all them guys that are working with him with the same sticker on the car, I could tell you each one of them be the first one to duck out of line to try and take this thing over themselves to see the opportunity. So if you're Millett, you've got to kind of keep your head on a swivel here.
Gotcha. Yeah, it sounds about right. Keep your head on a swivel. Stay vigilant, Millett.
And if Levine tries to pass you, put him in the wall. That's what Causey would say.
He would say that, wouldn't he? Lap 140, less than 30 laps to go in tonight's race. Should look for one more pit stop, I think, right before the end of the race.
Yeah, we're getting there. 31 to go. Got another
right,
stop looming on the horizon.
Let's wait and see what happens during those pit stops. And folks, we are going to take a little commercial break here. We'll be right back with more on Grid Vision from EchoPark Speedway.
But experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Howdy, folks. We're back with Grid Vision here for the OB Builders Cup Series Team Birdie Racing 260 from EchoPark Speedway, Atlanta. Right now, race 3 out of 36 in this season here for the OB Builders Cup Series. And we are getting ready to wrap up this one here. It's me, Joe Castro, with Sheldon Atkins and Austin Derbyshire, and we are on lap 147 out of 170. So very soon here, we're going to be getting some final pit stops very soon. We're going to be seeing strategies line up for the end of tonight's race.
Here anywhere in the next handful of laps, I'm expecting to see a couple of these cars dive down. Last stop of the night. It's just going to come down to getting a good, clean entrance and exits. We see DeCiani showing these Fortis cars still have what it takes. As they're up there lined up with Paul Hill, and they are starting to sneak away here, make this top line work again.
And making the top line work, that is something that we haven't seen happen very often during this race so far, aside from the very beginning of the race and right now. Ooh, contact!
Oh, big wiggles here on the bottom lane. Everybody gathers it back up, though.
Massive contact out there in the front, though. Did you see that? What a whammy. DeCiani and Millett side by side, and I believe that they were just into each other a little bit there.
It's an easy thing to do. All the car wants to do here when you're working that bottom line is slide right up the hill. If you're in the top line, you know the goal is to try and pinch him as you see him work past the third car here. Lap traffic, it's the 7 machine. Couple lap cars here.
Yeah, lap cars Tires still up at the wall. Just trying to
Little bit
stay
of a hip
out
check
of the
there.
way here.
A little bit of a hip check there again. Levine slides up the hill that time into DeCiani through the travel. Big wiggles down the back straightaway. You can tell everybody's pushing hard in their lanes.
You can see it with 20 laps to go. With 20 to go, the outside line is putting on a show right now. DeCiani is actually leading this race. Down into 3 and 4. Can he come down and close the door? No, not quite. Not enough room there to do that. He's across the line, and so are we. Lap 153.
At what point is the chaos going to start kicking out here?
Lap 153.
Bit of contact there up at the front. Millet slides up the hill again, grabs the door of DeCiani. The front straightaway across the stripe for lap 154. DeCiani retains the lead, but here comes a huge shove from Levine to the back of Millet through 1 and 2. Bottom line, starting to break. We
yellow's
got a
out.
wreck further in the back.
Wreck is out. Further in the back here a little bit. We've got the caution. Little bit of a dust up. A couple of cars involved this time. Let's see if we can narrow down exactly who in the way back machine. We're going to go back and take a little look-see at what happened here at EchoPark. This is going to be the signal for the pit stop, I think, for everybody, but let's have a look here. Eyes on Alexander Carr, I believe. So eyes on
these guys here.
Oof. Ooh, a lot of smoke, a lot of brakes getting held there.
This 37 machine is Zodiac right there in the middle of it.
That's right. 18 making a little contact. Unfortunate. Very unfortunate.
And when they wreck in front of you in the corners like that, there's just absolutely nothing you can do, nowhere to go. Because you got so much load in the car, chasing it down the hill back to the apron, just about impossible. Coupled with that, with the fact that this track is self-cleaning, you kind of never really know where the cars are going. You just hope that they're going for the bottom if you're up top. But
yeah,
a lot of times they'll chase right back up the hill. It's just all a matter of, the incident itself.
Yeah, it's a good question, though. Where are you going to go in those situations when your car is flying into the turn and you're barely holding on to the edge of it by the rubber? Where are you going to go? And the answer is wherever the car sends you at that point.
23 machine gets turned around. See Chris Crosby getting caught up in it. Zodiac, Evan C. who ran up front earlier in the race. A lot of damage to the nose of his car. I saw Chris Hudson get tagged in it as well.
And that's 2 for 2 on the night for Hudson. We haven't mentioned him favorably this evening so far.
It's all right. Road America's coming in a few weeks. He'll be good there.
Yeah.
This is one of our many road course aces that we have here in OB.
Yes, indeed. We have a few.
Always look at him and Passalacqua to be the surprising underdogs.
During road
Anytime we have
weeks.
to turn right and left.
Right. Absolutely, my man. Absolutely. And everybody is taking advantage of that pit stop, as we've seen here. Now we're getting back out, folks, with plenty of fuel in the car and tires on it. Everyone here is going to take advantage of that. Everyone here is going to be lined up for the final run. The final 15 laps we're looking for here at EchoPark Speedway.
So a majority of the field chose to come down pit road, but up there at the front of the pack, Hall decided to stay out.
That's true. Yeah, Dustin Hall still out there. There we go. The lights are off on the pit car. You know what that means. On the pace car, you know what that means. The BK Designs restart zone is about to come into view. And we're going to get things kicked off here at EchoPark Speedway for what might be the last dash to the finish, depending on how things go here. These guys have been doing a really good job keeping it clean. Let's keep it clean for another couple of laps, boys, and we'll all go home. Down and around through the back stretch now. We hope you all have been enjoying tonight's race here. Hey, remember, if you guys haven't yet, if you're racing and you're rewatching this race, go to gridvision.live, or if you are a racer who races in the OB Builders Cup Series, go to gridvision.live. Get your driver profile made. It's totally free. You can upload your face, your information. You can upload your favorite racers, your favorite movies and music and stats and all that, and we'll be able to pull that up on screen here. Share a little of your biography with the people who are watching Grid Vision, and make it a little more exciting for everybody back home. So that's gridvision.live to upload your driver information. There goes the pace car down and out. It's Dustin Hall. It's Adam Benefield out at the front looking for the BK Designs restart zone for maybe the last time here at EchoPark Speedway. Let's go!
Staggered start up here at the front, outside line. Got a great jump through the quad oval. Hall with the advantage down to 1-2, sends it back down to the bottom of the track, pulling the 99 of George with him. George opts to stay high through 1 and 2. Now, Dustin Hall just has to figure out how to control both of these lanes. You see Luke Christian further in the back trying to pick up to make a third lane, but nobody going with him. Now getting railroaded as we come into 3 and 4.
Passing through, looking for the start, looking for the line. There we go, across it one more time. Lap 159 out of 170 here, blasting through the corners. Sparks flying. It's Dustin Hall in the lead.
Dustin Hall leading the top line now. When does he come down and try to cover the bottom? Getting a huge shove from the 99 machine of George, who's basically come out of absolute nowhere. Haven't talked about him all night. Bit of the same story we had last week at Daytona during the duels. Looks like he's showing more super speedway pace here this week. Across the stripe, though, for lap 160. Going to fall to the 01 Machino Hall as we got a caution. Big crash in the back.
Massive wreck has collected half the field in the back there. Really big wreck there. And if we look at the camera, you can see that there's just there's a bunch of cars missing here. As
there's Hyatt.
Yeah, whatever that was, really unfortunately caught a lot of guys off guard.
It's 2-car Hyatt down there with a lot of damage. Zodiac caught another one here in the 37. Luke Christian, heavy damage to the right front of the 3 machine as well.
Yeah. Yes, sir. I got Chris Hudson here also was involved potentially here. Keith Long, PB Henry. Unfortunate. So unfortunate.
Shane Clore.
And right now,
beat up there a little bit of damage to the right
really
front.
He's still driving. Still driving, but that's all right. This is the 72.
74 machine of Chris Davis caught in it.
Ooh, there it is. There's that wreck. Look at that.
Paul Hill,
man.
DeCiani as well. Two of the fastest cars in the field got taken out in that one.
Gross. Oh, look at that. What a snap.
I don't think I've seen a car shoot to the wall like that before.
No, that was incredible. Yeah, he really snapped out to the wall really hard. It was a split second. No time to react for anybody.
I mean, if I look back at it, I think it looked like Justin Nankey sitting in the passenger seat there reached over and grabbed the wheel and just yanked it up into the wall. I hate to call him on the spot like that. That's 100% Nankey's fault. Thank you, everybody that's paying attention along in the chat. We appreciate your viewership tonight. Fortunate turn of events here for a lot of these guys, though, as Nankey has deleted the field. But it's been a great race so far. 9 laps remaining, and Well, Joe, you thought it was getting chaotic before, man. It's about to really ramp up because these guys are going to be trying things that they haven't tried all night, and it's either going to work or it's, well, not going to.
You're not joking, dude. Everyone's going to get a little slap happy, I think, in these last 9 or so laps. Everyone's going to be starting to make moves that they wouldn't have made earlier. Yeah, I can see this going a couple of ways. I could see us actually. You know what's funny? Daytona, we had a clean finish at Daytona in the 500. I've got good feelings about maybe making it to the end of this race without a green white checker. Let's see if we can do that. These guys have done such a good job this race so far, and only recently have we started to see some snapping. Only recently have we started to see some of those moments where it's like, the fatigue is setting in. If we all just focus it down for 9 more laps, 8 more laps, we're all going to go home. Or most of us are going to go home. I don't think so. I think a few people did it to leave the race, unfortunately, but we're going to be looking good. We're going to be looking good. Let's just try to get there. Lights are up on the pace car.
Fortunately. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
one of the cars that got caught in that wreck, too, was the one machine of Nicholas Isaacs. But fortunately for him, so long as nobody sets a faster lap, he currently does have the Team Birdie Fast Lap Award as we're sitting.
Ooh, wrapped up. Nicely done. Nicely done. Good stuff. Good stuff, sir.
Hopefully good things continue to happen in the one machine. One of our late entrants to the series last season put on some stellar performances, and I'm really excited to see how that carries forth into the coming weeks here in the OB Builders Cup Series.
Agreed.
But sun has set here at Hot Atlanta. The lights are out, and this car's going to have just a little bit more grip, and it's going to be an exciting sprint to the finish here as we come through 3 and 4. Lights out on the pace car, and, well, Joe, why don't you do what you do so well and lead us back?
You got it, my man. Dustin Hill, Thomas George out there in front right now in the 99. Paul George, in the 99. Let's do it, everybody. Let's go to the line. Pace car is off. One more time. Let's bring it home. The BK Designs restart zone is in sight, and soon so will the checkered flag. Green flag, green flag. Let's go, go, go.
Another good clean start for the inside lane. Adam Benefield getting up to the back of his Team Conti teammate here, giving him a shot into 1 and 2. Hall now starting to slip a little too far ahead of the pack. He's going to set himself up for an opportunity for somebody trying to sneak out behind him. Nobody choosing to go with it, though. As you see the outside line still being led by the 99 Ford of Paul George.
That's right. Chris Hudson just had to slip down to the inside of the track. I think that he's taking... he might have been a lap behind. Oh, a lot of activity right now up here toward the front. A little bit of bobbling. Oh, quick move
here
to
we
the
go, up to the
outside
top here.
also.
Is that Millet again?
Think
Millet
so.
and
Is
Louis
that-
Becerra working the top line here, trying to go for the win. Becerra started shotgun on the field in 40th. Now Levine sneaking out there to the top line to try and take an advantage at the win. And Millet going to go with him into 3.
Millet into 3. Becerra back, falls just a little bit back there, but up at the front. Dustin Hall and Benefield still leading things off here. Up on the outside, Justin Levine has a partner, but is Millet going to be able to give him the push he needs?
And this is where it's going to get dicey. Outside line doesn't have the surge right now. Millet now getting to the back over the 19 machine, trying to push him back up. So they try to work past the pair of Paradigm cars to the inside of him. Brandon Paslockwood trying to hold on to third place, so sends it deep into turn 3, trying to close the gap to the 83 machine of Benefield. But here comes another tandem from the 31 machine of Millet to the back of Levine. Shane Clore is setting a rocket lap time as well right now. Up at the front of the pack, Dustin Hall gets a little bit of a wiggle out of turn 2. Benefield closes right back up to the rear bumper to try and push him ahead. 3 and 4 here. We're going to take 3 laps to go as the outside line tries to form a charge.
And that little push may have helped a little bit. Dustin Hall staying out in front.
Big
He
block.
looked at the block.
Big
All of
block,
them.
2 laps.
Yes, sir. Massive block to the outside. 2 laps to go.
Sorry, 3. Oh, big wiggle. Dustin Hall somehow saves it. Car almost went around coming down the back straightaway, and they're dead even into turn 3.
The 31 on
Benefield with
outside.
the advantage.
Millett just got flushed out, unfortunately. He's in the third line. There's no help there for him.
I don't think they can make 3 wide work. No, they almost have calamity there. Millett gets shoved up to the wall. Down the back straightaway, Adam Benefield with the advantage. Outside line starting to fall off. 3 and 4 here to take us to the white flag. As long as they can make it around with no wreck here, this flag will end the race. White flag is in the air. 1 lap to go here from Atlanta. Benefield versus Passalacqua. Benefield with the big win last year at Martinsville. Passalacqua still a goose egg. No win for him yet in this series. Is this going to be the opportunity for him? Did you see him get to the back bumper? He tries a huge block from Benefield. Up to the top of the track comes Passalacqua with help from his teammate, Randy Mullins. Is it going to be enough, though, as he tries to get to the door to pull a side draft? Through 3 and 4 here for the final time. Now onto the front straightaway, all the way down to the apron. It's going to be Passalacqua by a nose.
Amazing.
And a huge wreck into 1.
Amazing finish.
Yeah, they are still wrecking, but how about that? Had the opportunity and played Benefield like a piano. I don't think I've seen anybody throw more blocks in my life on the back straightaway at this place, but Benefield basically threw the kitchen sink at it to try and hold him off, but he couldn't hold off that 6 machine. Passalacqua victorious here tonight, and well-deserved. It's been a long time coming for this driver.
What a drive. That last lap was everything. That last lap was everything. And if you're Brandon Passalacqua right now, you are breathing out still. You are in before you're getting ready to take a nice deep breath of that victory air. You earned it. Wow, what a finish. We're going to be talking about that one here for the next couple of weeks. The barn burner at the line with Brandon Passalacqua and Benefield there at the line. What a finish.
What's awesome is they got aggressive. They did everything that they needed to get the job done here. But at the end of the day, too, they played nice with each other. They could have, Passalacqua could have absolutely hooked Benefield after about maybe the second or third block on the back straightaway. Nobody would have thought anything of it. But Passalacqua, true to form, one of the cleanest racers that you'll come across here in all of the iRacing service as a whole, just puts together a great, patient, but aggressive run, if that even makes sense to say. But gets the job done here tonight, and I don't think there's anybody in the field that's disappointed in seeing that.
No, he did. Yeah, that was a hell of a run, really. And yeah, I think you mentioned it perfectly. It was aggressive but respectful. They could have easily wrecked out way before that last lap, way before the white flag, and no one would have batted an eye. No one would have said that was unexpected. But instead, they took us 7 or 8 laps all the way through to the white flag with some aggressive but really good, clean driving. And that's what you'd like to see at the end of a stock car race, is some really good driving like that. And very soon we're going to get to talk to these guys about the evolution of their race and how it played out over the course of the evening. Let's go ahead and have a look at the race results. First place, Brandon Passalacqua. Second, Adam Benefield. Third, Nicholas Isaacs after a great run. Fourth, Randy Mullins. Fifth, Justin Levine after dominating on the top line for a lot of tonight. Sixth, Dustin Hall. Seventh, Russell Black. Eighth, Alexander Carr. Ninth, Joseph Causey. And 10th, Lou Christian.
Coming home in 11th place after starting dead last in the field. Massive net gain there. The 12 machine Louis Bezerra with Tim Wortman Jr. also climbing through a lot of cars to get up to 12th. 13th place going to Chris Davis, followed by Zach Millett in 14th. 15th going to the 50 machine of Josh Schaffner. And 16th, last week's winner and pole sitter, Paul Gallimore, brings it home well within the top 20 over Brian Johnson, your pole sitter tonight. 18th place going to Daniel Wiles with Thomas George in 19th. And rounding out the top 20, going to be the 22 machine of Bryce Rayner.
You got it. 21, Keith Long. 22, Shane Clore. 23, and once again, Shane Clore had that Team Birdie fastest lap of the race tonight, 29.029. 23rd place went to Joshua Hyatt. 24th, Kevin Zosiak. 25th, Greg Carr. 26th, John Bender. 27th, Chris Hudson. 28th, Richard Kleinman. 29th, PB Henry, and 30th, Paul Whitley.
Coming home 31st tonight after a heartbreaking turn of events. The guy that dominated most of the race, Matt DeCiani, with Jordan Slater in 32nd. 33rd going to the double three machine of Chris Vincent with Derek Heitman. Another heartbreaking 34th. 35th place going to be Carvin Ruff with Paul Hill in 36th. 37th going to Evan C. with Chris Crosby coming home 38th. 39th going to Chad Kibbe and Jose Medina and Kyle Hoden rounding out the 41 car field tonight.
All right. And yeah, we were a couple upsets in there, as you mentioned. Some guys who ran up front that we're not going to get a chance to talk to, but the guys who did finish up front, we're going to get a chance to talk to instead. We're going to talk to Nicholas Isaacs, Adam Benefield, and our winner, Brendan Pasalaco. But let's start with Nicholas Isaacs. We'll get him up here in the booth. We'll say hello and see how things are going. Hey, Nick Isaacs, can you hear us?
Gotcha.
Hey,
I can
all
hear
right,
you.
my man. Perfect. Well, welcome to the booth and congratulations on that third place finish here at EchoPark, my man. You and Fortis did a pretty good job tonight. How do you guys think you did as a team and maybe as an individual?
Well, I just mostly rode around in the back all night just because this is not my style of racing, and I just wanted to be safe, especially after what happened last week at Daytona and when I wrecked myself out. So I was just keeping it safe all night long, and then I mean, it just came to me. That last wreck, the seas parted, and I got very lucky with that. And then, I mean, it was just kind of handed to me tonight, this third place finish. Pretty happy about it, though.
All right. Hey, not bad. Well, plate racing is it's a difficult beast, my man. And here we have the super speedway racing, and it was something of a lucky break for you then at the end here, right?
It sure was. Like I said, man, I was telling Matt and Derek and Ball, I was like, I can't believe I even came up here and finished third after riding literally mostly mid-pack to very end all through the race, just cruising. I was just cruising, making sure I wasn't going to let the pack leave me. So, yeah,
just cruising.
I mean, what can you say?
Love it, my man. Hey, well, you can say I got third place here at EchoPark after a nice race, and you can say that. Let me ask you this: can you say you're looking forward to some road racing? Then we're going to Circuit de America next week.
I am looking forward to that. I'm not like the greatest at it. I'm not like the Sean Conklins or Roger Pierce or any of those guys, but I know what I'm doing. So you'll see me out there twisting and turning.
All right, everybody. Nicholas Isaacs here, third place. Nick, thank you very much for your time, and we hope to talk to you again real soon, okay?
All right, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you very much. Once again, that was Nick Isaacs, third place finisher here. I'm going to pass the microphone over to Sheldon Atkins, and he is going to talk to second place's Adam Benefield.
And sitting here with the runner-up tonight after one of the craziest last lap passes that I think I've ever had the opportunity to broadcast here on Grid Vision. Old Adam Benefield. And the first thing I got to ask you is, how's the heart rate treating you right now, old man?
Shit, it got real there for a minute. It got the pumping. We did everything we could, me and Dustin, and we had Thomas up there and coming down into the race. Like, it's every man for himself to a certain extent, and just couldn't get the restart, the top going, and I knew Levine was going to be coming like a bat out of hell. Can never count him out. And I told Dustin, I was like, just hold the freaking wheel, in a consistent line, and let me do what the pushing and do everything, and I'll tell you when to move up. And sorry, my son's in the background. He's pissed off about some game, but yeah, I told him to move up and to cover the line, and he did, and I don't know what happened, but I seen Brandon and Randy behind me, and I was like, yeah, that's like team guys right there, and it's like I'm going to have to pull something out of my tail to keep this up and to try to pull this one out, and he I was planning for the move to come out of 4 or going into 3. Really, I thought that I seen him kind of lay back, and I was like, oh, he's gonna get a run, and I kind of tried to do what Chase Elliott didn't do in the 500. I was just going to like block every run I could, and he had me crossed up going down the back straightaway, and going into 3 there, I noticed I was still clear, but I knew that he had Randy right on him, and he was pushing hard. And like there was a part of me that was like, you know what? I think you could get away with just one more block and just let go of the wheel a little bit and slide up. And right before I was getting ready to do it, I kind of felt the right rear a little slip, and I was like, I'm just going to keep it where it's at. And you know, it was close, man. God dang it. I can't ever win one of these.
Yeah, it was basically a front clip. You got beat by tonight. I know that stings, but after what felt like the first half of this race was kind of a bit of a snoozer just to get that exciting of a finish, I don't think that was expected from anybody. I mean, how did it feel for you out there on the track this afternoon?
Well, the first like part, you know, like with DeCiani and Heitman on the bottom, like, I mean, they really good cars. They were able to keep that bottom line rolling. And Evan, I kept trying with Evan to get up there, but Evan was, you could tell he was tight. We never could build the run. So it was like the top was dead. And then I don't know what it was. I guess it was 4 cars on the same setup that, you know, we all knew what each other had when me, Millet, and Levine, and there was somebody else behind me. Forgive me, I can't remember who it was, but all 3 of us right there. I think there was another Team Conti car behind me, but we got a hell of a run starting to move forward, and I was shocked. And then I kind of got out front, and I really didn't know what to do, because Millet got down, and I was trying to help Levine, and it's Dustin behind Levine, so I was trying to like get us all up there lined up, and I don't know, man. Like, this shit was crazy. It was fun. It was boring, and then it was fun, and then we lost.
Well, with the heartbreak tonight, how are we feeling going into Road America next week? I mean, COTA.
I don't care.
Wishful thinking there.
I'm glad it's not a freaking super speedway, because this crap sucks. I mean, I hate this style of racing. I'm not good at it. I never picked the right lines. I'm ready to go somewhere else.
Well, you do manage to find yourself there at the end, though, which is what's most important with a long season like this, I'm sure. But to round it all out here tonight, who do you want to thank and shout out for the runner-up finish here from EchoPark Speedway?
Just everybody at Team Conti, Sim Performance. It was really cool to. The only 2 people that were even communicating with one another was me and Dustin. Like, we had no communication with Zach or Levine, and it was cool because you could tell that we all were thinking the same thing and trying to help one another out. So that was really cool to see the teamwork kind of work there. But yeah, everybody over there, Randy, I'm sorry, I hear him in the background. Randy and everybody over here that makes this league possible is fun. I enjoy it. And y'all for broadcast. It's about like my favorite broadcasting crew out there. I love the way that y'all do stuff. I said it before. I was watching the intro. The intro literally had me laughing out loud. I love it. We stream shit. I love that. Like, y'all are just laid back dudes, and you know, like, you're not trying to be professional. Like, this ain't Fox or something. We're just freaking.
But don't compare us to Fox.
No, I mean, y'all are 10 times better. I'm not saying
we're
that.
A lot more professional than that. Come on, give us a break.
Y'all way better than that. I enjoy it. I love watching. I always had to stream up while I'm racing, so I can hear y'all, and I love everything you do.
Well, we appreciate you, Adam, and looking forward to seeing what you have in store next week as we go left and right for the first time of the season. And I'm going to hand it on over to the birthday boy himself, old Joe Lola Castro, to bring us out with the race winner, Brandon.
Oh, happy birthday. Sorry for interrupting you. Happy birthday.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. Hooray, hooray. Yep, all right. And as I turn 39 years old, Brandon Pasalacqua wins at EchoPark. That's happy birthday. Oh, thank you, sir. But I think your win, I want to highlight your win right now. I appreciate Sheldon putting me on the spot, but I want to highlight your win right now because, dude, Dude, what amazing. What an
Thanks.
amazing finish. What a photo finish. We got to talk about this. What was after you saw the white flag fly, walk me through the next 30 seconds.
Communicate with the 54, my teammate Randy, on how the hell we're gonna get past the 83. And so we were definitely in the advantage there. It's tough to be the leading car in the last lap at any drafting track. So it's all about timing the run, but also not wrecking the car in front of you, but also not allowing the cars behind you to get the momentum. Right. So it's all about timing. I wanted to do it coming off 4, but I was afraid we wouldn't have enough time there. So I was like, all right, let's get him off of 2. Well, Adam's pretty smart, and obviously he's a great driver, and he faded up and blocked that run enough to dissipate our energy. And then from there, it's like, well, I just got to stick on the outside, and luckily I had the 54 Randy behind me, and that ultimately was the reason why I was able to get enough of a run towards the end. And I think Nick and Adam got racing right there at the stripe, and ultimately I think that's what allowed me to prevail. But you try to time it up, but a lot of luck comes into it as well.
Yeah, luck does play into it a little bit, but your timing was immaculate. I got to say, watching it play back over the course of that last lap and just watching for when you were going to make your move, you had a block. That block from Benefield, the right toward the end, he jumped back down to the inside, and you had just enough space to go blazing across the line as the cars just exploded behind you. It was a fantastic thing to watch. It was one of the best finishes I've seen on iRacing in a long time. So I just want to say, amazing timing there. You and Randy Mullins together really pulled off a fantastic finish here tonight. One worthy of a lot of talking about for the next couple of weeks here, I'm sure. So speaking of the next couple of weeks, Sheldon and I have both asked this question already tonight, but the game is going to change. At Circuit of the Americas, the game is going to change from what we've been doing, turning left. You're gonna have to start turning right. How you feeling about that?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I love road course racing. I usually, typically in any group, I'm usually around the top 5. So hopefully it'll be a decent run there. I've given up my dreams at winning road courses in this league, so I know my place. So if I can come out of there with a top 5, 7, it'll be a good points day, and that's all I want to do. So I love road course racing. We do the Daytona 24 Hours each year. Been fortunate enough to win both years and as the overall winner. So it's definitely a passion of mine. Have room to improve, but it comes down to just putting in the time. And we do have the X limit of 13. So that's going to be extremely difficult at COTA, especially in that little short shoot. So it's going to come down to discipline more than anything else, but definitely looking forward to it.
Ooh, yeah, 13 limit is going to be one that we're going to be skirting right up against as we get there. But if you've got the practice in already, my man, I'm looking forward to next week. I got to tell you that. So anyone you want to shout out to or thank for that fantastic finish tonight?
Yeah, definitely. Just want to thank, shout out my teammates, Brian, Randy, Chris, and Josh. Those guys had a better race than I did. I messed up coming down pit road, overshot my pits, and if it wasn't for cautions, I wouldn't have been in the mix. Those guys executed flawlessly all night. Just got caught up with, different things that put them back just a little bit. But super great job to those guys and the work that they put in. Shout out to Adam and that racing at the end. It's just a pleasure. It's all about racing respectfully, but also being able to race each other hard, and that's fun to do. The same thing with a 19 and Levine. He's an aggressive driver, but he's really, really good, and he's still mindful of others, and that's just a blast to race against. So shout out to all those guys. Shout out to Randy, Greg, Josh, Brian, Chris Crosby for what they do for the league. You guys in the booth, you guys have the best broadcast out there on sim racing that I've seen, and we are just fortunate to have y'all as our broadcast partners. So thank y'all very much.
Oh, thank you, sir, for the excellent performance tonight and for the kind words. We will continue to bring you the best that we've got, and if you keep driving the way you've been driving, well, then you're going to make our jobs real easy, my friend. So look forward to seeing you hopefully on Victory Lane again, and we'll see what happens at COTA.
Sounds good. Appreciate it, guys. Take care.
Hey, thank you, Brandon. That was Brandon Pasalacqua, the first place finisher, gold medalist here at EchoPark. And that is going to bring things to a close for our broadcast. Woo-wee! Sheldon, how you feeling after that, buddy?
I feel a little bit like a clown here because I did make a critical mistake there in the last lap. I did say that Brandon Pasalacqua had a goose egg for a win. Totally forgot in the excitement of the last lap that he did in fact win Talladega. So road course ace as well as super speedway ace for the driver that's 6 machine. But I just have to give these guys credit, man. We went through a lot of low periods in this race, but that's because we weren't having chaotic, insane crashes every 10 seconds like we're so used to when we cover official. I'm so looking forward to tomorrow night. But these guys, man, the OB Builders Cup Series always puts together such great racing action. There's so much respect among these drivers, even if they absolutely want to destroy each other in any official that you see them in. So just congratulations to everybody here putting together a great race with a lot of clean racing at a track where it's so difficult just to get around side by side with somebody. And I am so looking forward to seeing what we have in store next week at COTA, especially since, there's not going to be Sean Conklin out here putting the whole field a lap down about 15 laps in.
Yeah, what a race, my man. Well, here we go. That was the Team Birdie Racing 260, all 260 of them, live to you folks from EchoPark Speedway. We hope you enjoyed the show. This was Joe LoCastro. I had a fantastic time tonight. I think this is a finish I'm going to remember for quite some time, for a race that was, like we said, very respectful up front. And then by the time we got to the end, everyone just wanted to win this race, and it really showed how well these guys race each other. So let's wrap things up here. This is me, Jolo, up in the booth with Sheldon Atkins and Austin Derbyshire. We're the Grid Vision guys. And from the entire Grid Vision team, we want to thank you guys for watching and participating in the chat. We had some great chat participation tonight, folks. It was good to see you guys come out. And for more information on getting your league broadcast or supported, go and head over to gridvision.live or hit us up on Facebook, Discord, or info@gridvision.live if you want to send us an email. Big thanks goes out to Andrew Cardinal IV at Whiplash SimCams, who provides the beautiful cameras we use on all of our broadcasts. And congratulations once again to Brandon Pasalacqua on winning tonight's race from EchoPark Speedway. This has been Joe LoCastro, Sheldon Atkins, and Austin Derbyshire. And hey, we'll see you next time on The Grid.